Hi! Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a heatless beach waves curls tutorial. This, pretty much. After that, stay tuned for some pros and cons and just a little bit of me talking about this wonderful way of heatless curls, because I've watched so many videos of like how you get heatless curls, heatless beach waves, and just none of them have worked. And this way gets it perfect. And it looks like as if I used a wand, but I didn't. So, yeah. And it can be 100% heatless. So, yeah. Stay tuned. So first off, you're going to want to brush your hair. Now my hair is a little wet right now. Like the front parts are pretty dry, but the back is still wet. You can do this when your hair is wet, or you can just do it when your hair is dry and spray it with water. And for this video, I'm going to do a little bit of both. But usually when I do this, I do it on, on completely dry hair. And I just spray each section, because that allows for the hair to dry quicker rather than the whole strand be soaking wet and taking longer to dry. So, yes. Just kind of put half and half on each side. Okay, so just put that away. You can clip it, you can just leave it, but I like to tie it off just so that it doesn't bug me. So for the first roller, I go from my ear back. So it's a pretty big section, but yeah. And then clip it up. And take this, and I'm just going to wet it a little, because my hair is a little dry. Run your fingers through it. Just make sure there's no knots, because if you have knots in your hair and you start wrapping it at the end when you take them all out, bad news. Okay. So you're going to take your roller and wrap it around as if you were wrapping it around your wand. And that's what I think is so genius about this. And then you're going to take a claw clip. Sure. You're just going to want to bend the top one. I don't really bend the bottom one, because then it's just like right here and it's awkward and you really don't need to bend it since your hair is clipped. Something you want to make sure to do is when you bend it towards your face. If you bend it back, then it's just going to unravel. Like, it's going to want to unravel. So you want to bend it forward in order for it to stay. Okay. And then I like to pre-section everything off. Okay, so I've sectioned off. I have one section, another section, and a third section. I honestly, if you have a lot of hair, would recommend for you guys to buy 2 sets of the rollers, because before, when I had 10, it was like 5 over here, 5 over here, it was perfect. But now that I have 9, I kind of have a little bit of trouble sectioning things off. But anyways, I like to section it off, that way you're not left with like a big section, unless like I said, you buy 2, then you don't really have to worry about sectioning things perfectly. But if you have a limited amount of rollers, then definitely section off before. And I like to do, since I only have 9, I like to do 4 over here and 5 over here, because over here you can tell my hair is parted, so there's just a little bit more hair on this side. So take this, and this is pretty much all dry, so you're going to want to spray it with water. This is kind of crucial, because if you don't spray it with water, your hair is not going to be able to lock in the curl. So, and you can even give it a little slight spray of hairspray, just like And then take your roller and wrap it around. Just like that. Get the ends all wrapped up. And clip it secure and bend towards your face. Take this section, and you really just want to wet the ends more than anything, because if you really get your roots too saturated, then it's going to take a lot longer to dry. And I'm wrapping away on all of these. You could wrap some forward and some away, so that they won't all stick together. But usually, even when I wrap them all away, they don't stick together and make big sausage curls. And then here's the last one. I get the ends sprayed. Brush it out. Take your claw clip and clip it and bend forward. And that's one side done. I'm going to do exactly the same over here. Okay, so I'm all done. I did this side and I'm going to want to wait about an hour and up, depending on the length of your hair and how well your hair holds curl will kind of define how long you have to leave it in. Now you might have to do it trial and error and see how long it takes for your hair to actually lock in the curl. For me, I usually leave it on for as long as I can. I'll leave it on an hour to 3 or 4 hours, just depending on how much time I have. Back, and I think I'm gonna wait two hours. But if you want to speed up the process, you can always get your hot blow dryer and just. But I wouldn't recommend that because you're defeating the purpose of Heatless. So yeah, I am gonna give it a last spray. So we're just gonna wait. Okay, so it is now 3:11 exactly, and I'm gonna take these out. And I had them in for like 3 hours. Okay, so what I do is I just take out the clip and unbend the roller and just release. So I just like to let them sit like this. Usually when I do this, I do it at night. I do it around like 6. And then I don't take them out, maybe 6 or 7, and I don't take them out till like 10 or 9 or 10 or 11, depending on when I go to sleep. And when I go to sleep, right before I go to sleep, I take them out because you do not want to sleep with them. It is so uncomfortable. But right before I go to sleep, I take them out and I don't brush through my hair. I just leave it. Like the way it is right now, I would just go to sleep like this. Because I feel like if I brush through them, you're just messing with them and they're already going to loosen up on their own as you sleep. Okay, so once you let your curlers out, what I like to do is spray them, and I don't like to really mess with them or brush through them very much. Oh, double chin. And I spray them and let them sit. And then I'll take some hair serum, because since you aren't using any heat, your hair may have a little bit more frizz. But it's okay, because we don't like heat. No, it's bad. So just run. Oh, I'm running some hair serum. This is the Fantasia? Fantasia hair polisher. I'm pretty sure it looks backwards, but whatever. You can get that at the drugstore. You're just gonna run your fingers through your curls. Just run your fingers through. And you can scrunch a little bit to kind of get your ends nice and, because those can get pretty frizzy, usually. After that, what I like to do, this is completely optional, I like to use a Tresemme defining gel. It looks like this. I take about that much, get it all mixed up in my hands and kind of let it get tacky, and just scrunch your hair, run your fingers with it. This is gonna like really separate them, separate your curls and make them nice and glossy. And you have beautiful blonde-like curls. Now I really like how this side turned out, but of course you can't see. Stay tuned for a little bit of me just blabbering. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, or don't like.